The Housemaid is Watching by Frida McFadden. This is the third book in the Housemaid series, and I think it's the last book. I want to say this was my favorite of the three. The second book was definitely my least favorite. I really liked the first book, but it was so similar to The Last Mrs. Parrish, which is another book that I read by a different author. So I think book 3, the storyline was totally different. It was very unexpected and I really liked it. Okay, just a heads up, the rest of this review, I am probably going to give away some spoilers. I'm not going to spoil everything, but just even describing the outline of the book includes spoilers. Okay, so this book happens long after book 2, like 10 years plus after book 2. Millie and Enzo get married and they move into this new house in this fancy new neighborhood with their 2 kids. And of course, with a new neighborhood, there's new neighbors who are all just a little different. The first half of the book is really just the family getting acclimated to their new house, their new neighborhood, their new neighbors. And I did eventually find myself asking okay, what is the point of this book? Where is this going? Millie is no longer a housemaid. She's actually a social worker, but they hire a housemaid to clean their house. So I started thinking oh, is this gonna be a reversed role? Is Millie gonna be the crazy wife and this housemaid is gonna be the one, is the story gonna be about the housemaid? That's not where it goes, but that would have been cool if it was. I was also definitely getting a Desperate Housewives vibe from the first half of the book. All the neighbors are super catty, and I love it. The book does eventually turn into a murder mystery, but I had no idea that's where it was going. There was no clues or anything like that. So it does turn into a murder mystery, and then it's okay, who done it? This one definitely had me guessing quite a bit. I was is it Enzo? Enzo was way too obvious. And then I was is it Nico? And for a while, I was convinced that it was Nico. And then I was no, that's too obvious. Then I was oh, is it the wife? And so I had this whole who is it going on and on. A big spoiler here, but when I found out it was the daughter, I then started wondering, okay, well, why did she kill him? Was it, an assault situation, or was she protecting her family? It definitely had me going through all these different scenarios in my head, and I really liked that. You do get to hear the daughter's point of view, so it's written from 2 points of view. Actually, it's written from 3 points of view. The epilogue is a totally third person. Mostly it's just Millie, but then you do also hear the daughter's point of view. The thing I didn't like is Frida McFadden was not very clear on what was going on with the person who died, the neighbor, and this son. I feel that needed to be much more black and white clear. She was very shady and gray on it, which made it confusing. As a reader, you eventually figure it out, but it was just could have been more clear. And I will say, do not skip the epilogue on this because it answers a lot of questions. Definitely my favorite of the 3 in this series, for sure.